Welcome, lore seekers and dungeon masters. In this expert dive, we'll unravel the tempestuous legend of Talos the Destroyer and the gods of fury. From ancient rivalries and cosmic upheaval to cultic machinations and divine ambition, we'll follow the storm's path and reveal deep lore, mythology, and campaign inspiration hidden within the canon. Let's get struck by the Storm Lord's thunder. Talos, called the Destroyer, Stormlord, Raging One, and Kozar in ancient Netheril, is the Faerunian god of storms, destruction, and chaos. He embodies nature's wrath at its most furious, a force that topples cities, shatters forests, and wipes clean the hubris of mortals. The very concept of a violent, uncaring power is personified in Talos' domain. Talos' iconography is distinctive. He manifests as a broad, powerfully built man with a single, whirling, star-filled eye socket shrouded by a black patch. His half-plate armor and black gloves reinforce his martial aspect, always ready to bring storms with a sweep of his hand. The missing eye and tempestuous presence foreshadow his mythic connections to other deities and planar forces. Throughout the editions, Talos' lore stretches across regions and time. In Kalimshan, he's worshipped as Balrose. Among the Badin of Anarok, he's Kozar. His presence also reaches into the Underdark as Malik, who we explored in our last episode, a wild god of destructive, untamed magic who rose in the aftermath of Mystra's death during the Time of Troubles. Malik's cult exemplified Talos' hunger to control wild and rebellious arcane forces. Malik, originally a drow lich, became an aspect of Talos after being destroyed by Tempest, the war god. As Malik, Talos sought to rule over wild magic, embodying rebellion and mysterious, unpredictable destruction. Mystra, seeing through the ruse, was the only one to recognize Malik's true origin, leading to the demise of Talos' gambit to dominate chaotic magic. This rivalry with Mystra highlights Talos' continual ambition for greater power. The divine realm of Talos, the Towers of Ruin, also called the Screening Towers, stands in Pandesmos, the uppermost cavernous layer of the Pandemonium Plane. Immense, howling windstorms perpetually encircle his home, making it all but inaccessible to those lacking divine sanction. The realm is a monument to destructive energy, where nothing endures but the storm. Talos' personality is as violent as his storms, impulsive, petty, and destructive. He harbors grudges for centuries and acts with the capriciousness of a spoiled despot, delighting in devastation for its own sake. His fury is legendary, and he will go to any lengths to avoid appearing weak or accommodating, making him a terrifying adversary for both mortals and gods alike. Let's dig into the notorious gods of fury over which Talos reigns. This dread alliance includes Auril, goddess of winter's cruelty, Malar, lord of the hunt and predatory savagery, and Umberlee, the malicious queen of the depths. Together, they represent the four most destructive, unpredictable forces of the natural world: storm, ice, beast, and sea. The relationships among the gods of fury are anything but peaceful. Talos habitually undermines his companions, seeking to usurp aspects of their portfolios. For instance, as Talos eroded Auril's command of snowstorms, the Frost Maiden deepened winter's chill in direct competition, reminding mortals who truly controlled the deadly cold in the north. Umberlee, a goddess as vain as she is cruel, rules the sea's harshest roots. But Talos' dominion over tempests often brings their domains into conflict. Their alliance is laced with rivalry and occasional flirtation, each seeking to gain the upper hand. Umberlee's worshippers often resent Talos' encroachment and make sacrifices to both to appease whichever power seems ascendant. Malar, the Beast Lord, represents the savage predator and the bloodlust of the hunt, embodying nature's most carnal violence. While once a direct member of the gods of fury, Malar's status changed after the spell plague, making him an exarch of Sylvanus. Though nominally subordinate to Sylvanus, Malar remains a wild and ferocious force, still involved in the Furies mythos. The shifting balance of the Furies is critical to the cosmic order. Sylvanus, the quintessential nature god, stands in opposition to Talos, seeking to preserve the balance. The idea that neither creation nor destruction, order nor chaos should ever fully eclipse the other. This philosophy shapes divine politics and is vital for DMs exploring cosmic tensions. Talos' ambitions go beyond the Furies. He has attempted to extend his influence through secretive cults and orders, such as the Lords of the Tempest, mages who delight in mixing elemental energies to destructive effect, and the Circle of Rust and the Worm, an apocalyptic group of mad sages and spellcasters who seek to end the world, all in the name of entropy and Talos. Worshippers of Talos, known as Talazans, tend to be outlaws, raiders, looters, and those who revel in chaos or fear the god's wrath. The Church of Talos is small and divided into autonomous cells, held together by might and intimidation. Rituals center on displays of ruin, with their most infamous rite being calling down the thunder, the sacrifice of an intelligent creature to lightning, underscoring Talos' unassailable power. Talasan clerics wield authority through destruction and terror. They don black robes streaked with gold and silver lightning, always bearing the icon of the one-eyed storm, and sometimes wearing eye patches in emulation of their god. Talasan high priests often rise through violence and can command both clerical powers and devastating elemental magic. Public worship of Talos is outlawed throughout much of Faerun, driving his faithful underground. Shrines and temples are constructed along fault lines, coasts, or atop mountains, always where nature's wrath is most potent. In some cases, Talos' cults operate as highway brigands or mercenaries, threatening villages or claiming that only their continued appeasement holds the worst storms at bay. For centuries, Talos' relationships with other deities have shaped the fate of Faerun. He despises gods of learning, creation, and nature such as Ogmar, Denir, Gond, Chantia, and especially Sylvanus, Maliki, and Eldath. The conflict with Chantia is legendary. The gentle earth goddess stands ever vigilant against Talos' efforts to destroy crops, forests, and the order of seasons. Kalos' rivalry with Valka, a courageous god of sailors, is especially fierce. Valka is considered the unstoppable captain who can weather any storm, representing hope against the seas and Talos' fury. In seabound campaigns, Talos' priests are a constant threat to trade and travel, using fear to extort tribute from port towns and sailors. Meanwhile, Talos once attempted to romance Bashaba, the goddess of misfortune, seeking to claim dominion over bad luck as well as destruction. He has also manipulated mortals, most notably elevating the necromancer Vel-Sharun to divine status before he defected to Azuth. These alliances are always fraught, typically ending before Talos' appetites for power can be sated. The history of Talos is woven into the fabric of the Forgotten Realms. He was worshipped in Netheril as Kosa, the Raging One, and Kalimshan as Baelroz. His influence ebbed only after the Spell Plague, when he was merged with Grumpsh, the one-eyed orc god, in a controversial cosmological rewrite. During this era, Talos was considered an aspect of Grumpsh and was effectively removed from the pantheon as a distinct entity. To appreciate this shift, know that Grumpsh himself personifies destruction and chaos as the orcish progenitor, also one-eyed and focused on conquest and divine war. Their fused identity during this period blurred portfolios and worship, but privileged the orcish vision of stormy ferocity and territorial wrath. After the Second Sundering, however, Talos and Realmslore return to their previous separate states. Modern canon treats them as individually unique deities, with distinct followers, aims, and divine domains. This restoration of old lore provides DMs freedom to use Talos outside Orcish-centric stories, returning him to the elemental terror he is truly meant to be. Talos' ancient rivalry with Mystra, goddess of magic, is worth noting again. His failed bid to dominate wild magic through Malik exemplifies his constant quest for more power, and his ability to rapidly create or discard aspects or demi-powers when it suits his plans. Talos is a schemer as well as a brute. If temporarily thwarted, he simply shifts tactics, looking for new avenues to unleash chaos. The internal dynamics among the gods of fury shift with every catastrophe. After Talos' disappearance, the three Furies, Auril, Malar, and Umberlee, served Sylvanas in a tenuous alliance. With Talos' return, the old quartet was reassembled, and rivalries reignited. Most recently, Umberlee and Talos turned against Auril, fracturing the alliance and helping to trigger new catastrophes, like the everlasting rime in Icewind Dale. Let's not forget Talos' adversarial relationship with Gond, god of invention. Talos is the only true foe Gond acknowledges, as he not only threatens to destroy, but also to usurp inventions, seeking to claim domination over all destructive devices, making the interaction between technology and destruction a fruitful source for campaigns. If you're a dungeon master, Talos offers rich campaign hooks, apocalyptic storms, cultist sabotage, recurring catastrophic events, and even intrigue among the Furies. The Lords of the Tempest or Circle of Rust and the Worm can serve as shadowy antagonists, manipulating world-ending forces behind the scenes, perfect for high-level or planar adventures. Whether through the rage of hurricanes, the machinations of his cults, or divine plots to seize the powers of wild magic and other domains, Talos' mark on the Forgotten Realms is indelible. He is both an abstract threat, reminder of nature's untamable force, and a concrete adversary through his worshippers, servants, and political maneuvering. As you bring Talos and the gods of fury into your campaign, remember their essential place in the balance of nature versus civilization, tradition versus chaos, and hope versus fear. Use them for epic threats, campaign climaxes, or the eternal dance of elements and storm. That concludes our deep dive into the living thundercloud that is Talos, his mythic allies and rivals, and the rich tapestry of destruction, fear, and celestial politics they create. May your adventurers meet the storm with courage, or at least with awe. Until next time, may your tables be safe and your weather always be under control, unless Talos wills otherwise.